And welcome everybody online. So we're online, Julie? We have a connection online. So hello, welcome everybody online across the planet. I know that we have people from Australia, so a big hi to Sumi Menon in Australia. Welcome. And who knows, maybe people from Nigeria tuning in. We do have them. And certainly people from Europe as we welcome in the new year, certainly here in Los Angeles. And of course, in the East Coast, they're going to be 3 hours ahead of us. They'll be welcoming it in. And in Australia, it is already 2016. So, so happy New Year to everybody. And so welcome. So I'm kind of just mumbling here for those online because we have a whole bunch of people that have just entered the room here. We have a packed house. So it's wonderful to have you all with us. And thank you. Plenty of scarves and warm clothes here in Los Angeles. It's been very, very chilly, although we haven't had any snow. Not quite, anyway. So again, welcome. We're here this evening. But just so I can get an idea, who is here for the first time? Just who've never been to an MSIA event by that time, I mean? Very good. Welcome. Lovely to have you join us, the brave souls, because I'll be using some language this evening that may be a little bit unfamiliar, and or just like you to roll with it. One of the keynotes that we have in the movement of spiritual inner awareness is loving. So if I say a word that doesn't make sense to you, just substitute love. You'll go, okay, I don't know what you said, but let's just call it love. And if you can just go through that, I think you'll be in very, very good shape. In fact, we're going to be starting off with a loving excerpt tonight. But let's just begin to settle in. As you can feel, maybe the energy a little bit scattered. And what we're going to be doing is slowly bringing it in to a sacredness and just slowly coming into a oneness and a togetherness. And what we're going to be doing is kind of letting go of this year that we've all been a part of. And congratulations to everybody who's watching this for making it through another year. Whether you did it on your hands and knees or whether you did it flying high, you made it. So well done, welcome, and congratulations. And we're looking forward now to a new year. Of course, every day is really a new year from one way of looking at it. But it's also nice to mark the occasion. And in a sense, every day is Christmas, if we really want to look at it that way as well. So just depends on our attitudes. What is this place? This place is Peace, Awareness, Labyrinth, and Gardens. We also call it Prana. And it is the home of many people, but we call it also the home of the mystical traveler, the home of that kind of sacred place that's inside of us all. And we have it in this physical manifestation of this beautiful place here. We have a lovely labyrinth. And after we finish this evening, we'll welcome you to go outside and walk the labyrinth. And I don't think the meditation gardens will be too viewable at this time of night. But we have beautiful meditation gardens. And hopefully you'll come back here on Saturday, which I'll announce at the end of the evening, for a morning with John Morton, our spiritual director, and who currently holds the keys to the mystical traveler consciousness, and he's with us in the audience today. John Morton. And with him, of course, is his beautiful wife, Lee Taylor Young Morton. Please stand up. Thank you. Thank you both for being here. I'm a bit lost because I haven't really read my script in a while, but I did keep out my cell phone here to remind you to please turn off these devices that are ubiquitous in our lives. I'm sure many of you are already texting because you can't really get your hands off of it. Very difficult to give it up. So let's just start out by just coming into whatever sacred place you would like to be in. As we go through this evening, we're going to be building our consciousness of light and love and sound. And so let's start by just feeling the light that is all around us and just ask for this beautiful light to be pervasive, this highest form of light that we can imagine, and just be with us and just settle in amongst us. And as we do that, I'd like you to turn to the screens and just see an excerpt from MSIA's founder, John Roger, and who will just guide us into coming into our loving.
Stay with this. You put your hand here so it keeps you kinesthetically tied to that. And then just tell yourself, this is love. This is love. This one is love. And now if there's some place in your body that doesn't feel too good, just have that love arc over and touch it. If you start to move away from your heart where your hand is, bring it back. Touch it again and feel it. Say, this is divinity. This is love. Here's where it is inside of me. And from my heart center, I give love to all of my body. And take that feeling and make it come awaken there, because it's your divinity. It is yours. When that hits, flood your body with it, and you'll find yourself being a commutator of divine energy. It'll come flooding down all around you. It is a method talked about in these seminars for years. Love is the healer. Joy is the expression. I am the love for this universe. I am the love for the universe outside of me. And all of us that are love are one.
So that just brings us into our loving. And that was John Roger. And John Roger is the founder of the movement of spiritual inner awareness. And he passed from this world October of last year. So we've been coping with his passing. But I would like to say that we've been coping very, very well, because before he left, many years before he left, he passed on the keys to John Morton, who I just introduced to you. And John Morton is now carrying the mantle for the movement of spiritual inner awareness. And it's a profound thing, a very sacred thing. And so we talk about the mystical traveler consciousness. And how to describe that is pretty difficult, but just to say that it's a place inside of us whereby we can travel the inner realms of spirit. So I've spoken a lot about the light here, but we also have the sound. And the sound is what we ride upon, and that's why we have the Sacred Tones workshop here this evening. We're going to go over a sacred tone later on in the evening, but for now, I really want you to come into your breathing and your relaxation. And also, the movement of spiritual and awareness is very Christ-centered. Again, not in any denominational sense, but in terms of finding that loving place in our heart that can kind of explode with joy. Love is the healer, joy is the expression. And so I often find that it's very useful for me just to ask for the presence of the Lord Jesus Christ to be with us and guide us and assist us and bless us in this action here this evening. And that for me is sacred. For whatever you find is sacred for you, please feel free to tune into that. And I also find that John Roger, although he's left us physically, his presence is still very, very much with us and pervades this building and any space that we care to ask for it. So I also ask for John Roger's presence and energy to infuse what we're doing here this evening. So I want you to move into the sacredness of your hearts so that we can sound a note here that can be felt throughout the world. And I think honestly we can do that because our vibration is going to expand beyond these walls. And so to bring you more into your center right now, we're going to hear a meditation from John Roger on breathing. And all that's required is that you just follow the rising and the falling of your breath. And John Roger will explain more as we go along.
Take a deep breath, but receive the air into you. Don't take it into you, receive it into you. And then let it go out as not being receiving into you. Receive it into you again. You notice your body starting to relax? And then let it go as not being receiving into you. Because now you're just going to receive good into you. Then you let go of that is not good. Just let it go out. Just keep doing that. Don't take a breath in because that's force. Just receive it in. Because very frankly, something else is breathing you other than you because you can't stop that. Even if you went unconscious, it would still breathe you. If you went to a coma, it would still breathe you because you don't know what it is. So breathing is having faith. And receiving it into you is faithing. Now that you receive in the breath is breath of God, the divine spirit. And if there were anything less than that, you couldn't exist. So let it spiral your conscious energies inside. And wherever there's a block, let it move the block aside. You got to receive it though. You can't force it. You can't do anything with it. You may not even know that it's happening. But if your intention is to have it happen, to receive in air, and to release negative blocks, you may still have blocks there, but they're not negative. They may be useful to you as building platforms. You're already past your own ego statement and you're seeing into the spirit right now, just by breathing into it. The colors you see in your inner vision will be the color of oxygen that you're going to breathe in. Because that's telling you need that vibration rate. Feel the deep emotions now with that? Yep. Just keep doing it. This is called Sahaj Yoga, just the natural way of breathing in and breathing out. Do you know why you don't have to believe anything? Because it's the spirit doing it. And if you believe or you don't believe, it still does it. That's why it's closer to you than your hands and feet. All you people that are doing this with us, if you have an ache or pain someplace, breathe the oxygen right into that area with whatever colored light you saw. Just keep doing it, and it will naturally and normally select away when it's through with what it can do. Peace that you're feeling is the presence of the Holy Spirit, because it brings peace that you can't understand. And you got into the bottom part of it, but you're in it. Now it's just like how to maintain and fulfill that more. Anything else? Thank you.
Feel free not to be distracted by my words. I play that meditation probably at every class or workshop I do because I apparently must need to be reminded not to take a breath in because that's forced, but to receive the breath in. And I would love you just to take that as a metaphor for this evening, for you just to receive the spirit that's available to you here. If there's any disturbances or anything that you've come in with, your openness will just allow it to leave. That's the wonderful thing about these events that we put on. The mystical traveler consciousness can just pop those things off of you and just find yourself feeling freer and more expansive. So we've played a couple of things, and I still want to go into the heart, because that's what I love about John Rogers' work. And when you were with him in person, there was this immense quality of unconditional loving, and of course a great sense of humor that went with it as well. And it is the heart, to me, that is really the heart of the matter of MSIA. And I'd like you now just to go along with this meditation. It's called the Heartfelt Meditation. And it's so interesting to me because we can take any word really and make it sacred if we just take it into our heart. So here we go with the Heartfelt Meditation. And John Roger gives us lots of keys. I love this meditation because it's so practical. It's something that you can use in your day. And we hear the word meditation a lot these days. Everybody is recommending meditation. And yet people say, well, how can I meditate? Well, you just did. The breathing meditation, following the rising and the falling of your breath, is a meditation that's famous in many Buddhist and Buddhist circles particularly, of just following the breath. So that's a meditation you can do at any time. It's available for you at any time or place. And some people spend days just following the rising and the falling of their breath. And now we're going to try or practice another meditation, and that is the breathing in and out through our heart center. And John Roger will guide us along, and just allow yourself to just participate in it as freely as you would like.
This evening, I've been working with you to get your heart prepared to do the heartfelt meditation. And I'd like you now to sort of like come into an open position. This is something that for some of you, it's really going to be a paradox and a contradiction, because you're going to say, well, how do you do that? And I say, that's been your problem, because you keep questioning instead of doing. And as you do, go along with this. And let me say, please go along with this. For some of you, after this period of time, are going to say, I felt my heart. The heart of hearts, not the beating of the heart, but that place inside of me. I know now how to get there, and I can make it big, until you don't point to your heart center, the physical heart or the psychic heart, but that the whole body becomes the heart, and you become the living love. Now, sometimes people find this easier to do with their eyes closed. That's fine. Some people find that they can do it better with their eyes open. That's fine. You choose. Some will open them, sometimes they'll close them. But don't avoid the relationship. This heartfelt meditation goes like this. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a very relaxed breath in and a very relaxed breath out. And this next breath, breathe in through your heart. Do it physically through your chest, but breathe in through your heart. And you'll start to feel that just a little bit of awareness come in. And as you breathe out through your heart. And just let that relax. Now take in a physical breath through your lungs. Breathe it in. Come on, breathe it in. Get the energy in there. And let out all your negativity. Just let it go out. Oh, that's beautiful. My God, you really did that. Take a relaxed breath in and a relaxed breath out. And this time as you breathe in through your heart, say the word God as you breathe in. And feel that in your heart. It'll feel in your physical heart area. And as you let out, just say God. Breathe in again through the physical heart, saying God. And as you breathe out, just say God. Now, some of you are already feeling that tingling sensation like goose pimples. You're already on it. Now, breathe in again real physically through your lungs and breathe it in. And this time, as you breathe out, relax the body. That's it. Oh, wow, a great feeling. Let that go. Now, from now on, you can breathe in and out as you feel like it. But each time you do, in your mind, you just breathe in God. Or breathe out the word God. Now, if you have a mantra, you can breathe in and out the mantra as you do it. And as we go along here, I'll give you the next step shortly. But let's start to feel that. Some of you will feel the blood getting warm around your heart, and you'll actually feel physically that heart center getting warm. And what you're doing is you're starting to percolate the blood, and that'll start going through the body, and you will feel the warmth of your blood going through you. And as it does, with this extra energy, this radiant energy, it will start purifying your body. And you may find your body moving to unusual positions. That's what we call the kriyas or kriyas, as the body moves to purifying energies and actions. While I'm talking to you, don't be distracted. Keep going in and out of the heart, breathing in and out of the heart. God, God, God. Now, periodically, as you're breathing in and out through the heart, and you feel the heart, and it starts to come alive, stop all action of the mind and just focus on the energy of the heart. And if you start to drift away to noise outside or something else, re-say the name God in your mind and refocus it back through your heart. Isn't that beautiful? That's the heartfelt meditation, where you get to feel your heart of hearts. Now, many of you, this will be just more or less restricted to the physical area that you call the heart of the body in the beginning. But as you practice this, it will grow and expand till you feel it'll start in the middle of the chest area. And some of you will feel like an asthma attack coming on, because it will be that new energy buzzing through you. And all you do is go in and out saying, God. If you have a TM mantra that you use, or if you have an affirmation that you use, like I am light, I am love, or your own initiation tone from the traveler, use that. And become one with that, and actually feel that. And sometimes you'll find yourself going, as you take in a deep breath and release the negativity. And as you do that, make sure that the spine and the tension of the muscles relax. And just let them go. If you go to drift in your mind, come back to chanting the word God. Breathe in God through the heart. And if you have to visualize, see it, the word God going in and out of your heart, or something that represents God to you. If it's your child that you say, this to me represents God, then see that child going in and out of your heart. Not for any worldly gain do we do this, but just so that we can do it as heartfelt, so that we can get past our own mind and our own emotions and get into the heart of the hearts. The I am, the kingdom, the inner worlds, the far country, you, and get in touch with that. And sometimes you may find yourself wanting to hold your breath as you breathe in and out, just to hold it for periods of time. And that's fine too, as long as you keep the focus on your heart. Some of you will find out that the focus will shift from the physical heart up to what we call the spiritual eye center. and the top of your head. And that's fine, because that's part of the heart of hearts. We're just using now the physical body reference point, because that's where you are, to tap in and to keep going. Don't strain yourself. Don't try to make it appear. Just be there and let it flow. You may find as you breathe, you'll feel the spine through the back of your lungs. And you say, wow, I can feel that. Then tell it to relax. And tell it to be healthy, not in terms of words, but in terms of just knowing. And keep coming back to the heart. So you might be breathing in, saying, God. And feel the back and say, relax back and spine. And breathe out saying, God. Breathe in and out saying, God. But do it through your heart, not through your throat. Sure, the energy will go out through your throat, but the God goes in and out of the heart. Some of you are starting to feel that rosy feeling that's going through your feet and your hands and the tingling. You're just energizing. You're bringing the Spirit consciously into you. And as you get there, more and more, you'll find that the traveler descends as grace, as your heart. Don't avoid the relationship with it. And at that point, if you just want to say, John Roger, in and out of the heart, you may find it bursts into awareness. Then you'll know what I've been talking about. Not intellectually, because it's not there, but spiritually. Practice this at night before you go to sleep. If you wake up in the night, do the heartfelt meditation. It doesn't take the place of doing spiritual exercises. It's just another way of doing the spiritual exercise. And at some point in this, it may be the first time that you do it or the 5,000th time, you'll find that you'll be breathing in and out the heart of the universe. And you'll be riding the sound current to God. But ride inside of yourself first so that you know. Now, I don't expect you to have all the success tonight at this time, but I'm going to show you an adjunct to this. In your imagination now, bring your loved one close to you, face to face, and place them close by you in your imagination so that their heart's over the opposite side of where your heart is. And as you breathe in God, and you breathe out God, breathe it in and out through their heart also, and circle it around through your bodies so that you become one. And feel the love in them through God. And as you do this, let the angers go, let the controls go, and just have this heartfelt meditation with them. And when you get a chance physically with your spouse, your loved one, and you're in bed close together, and if you can lie so that your bodies are touching, lay each one together and practice the heartfelt meditation. Let this be your prelude to all love, so that as you enter into it, there is the fulfillment. And even if the sexual things don't fulfill you, the heartfelt meditation will do all of that. If you feel the tears coming up, let them come up, but keep focusing back on God, breathing in and out of your heart. And go ahead and have yourself the cry, but keep focusing on God. See? Don't avoid the relationship with God in your heart. And as these things come up that have distracted you by what other people have done, just be aware they're there Don't focus on them, but focus on the heart. Don't avoid the relationship with the God of your heart. If that loved one in your mind you can't face, turn them so that you're both facing in the same direction. And then hug them close to you so your hearts are one in front of the other. And breathe love and God from your heart in through theirs and out and back to yours, so that your heart is like beating for them. And let the Christ appear. Don't force it. Just now it can appear as the heartfelt heart. Some people in the beginning of this won't get much out of it because it's a paradox and an apparent contradiction, except for those of you who've got it. And you'll say, it was the real God, not the apparent reality, but the real reality. And let those tears go. They're the baptism. Let the joy go. It's your gift. And let all things be new. And if things come up, remember, the remedy is focus back on the heart and breathe in God and breathe out God. Just the word. If it starts to take a color, breathe the color in and breathe the color out. If you say, I could do the hue easier, breathe the hue in and the hue out, or the anihue. No problems with these, because it's the heart that we are feeling and dealing with. And if it feels better for you to say heart, then do that. But feel it moving through your consciousness. And it will expand and expand, and just go with it. You can do this type of heartfelt meditation while you're office, while you're on the phone, while you're doing anything, driving a car, it won't matter. Just this heartfelt meditation. And when people yell at you and come with hard words, turn their hard words aside with kind words of your heartfelt meditation. And when they look at you harshly, you look back at them from your heart of hearts. And they will change right in front of you. Then you're going to know many of the things that I have been talking about. Don't be concerned. Just let it go and let it flow. Now, because we have a time schedule here, we're going to have you all just breathe in physically a deep breath. Recenter yourself in your beingness. And release the negativity out. And here physically, I'd like you to just reach out and touch somebody else's hands around you. If you can do it on both sides, fine. If it's just one side, fine. Just some touch of their body. Just some touch. Their foot, their toe. Just touch them. And let this heart move through every one of us. And now let's all take in a deep breath as one. And let God come in and release the negativity. You can let go of hands if you want to. If you want to hang on, hang on. You know why? You're just touching yourself and the other person through their heart. And we can all be that person we are. The challenge this week, see? Turn away harsh words with kind words. And you'll be able to do this if you've really got the heartfelt meditation going through you. Berush Beishan.
So John Rogers said at the end there the words Berush Beishan, which means the blessings already are. And indeed the blessings already are, so we're here to receive them here this evening. And And part of making space for those blessings is just letting go of anything that is in the way of them. So we're just going to do a little exercise now to bring you back into the room. Just find somebody next to you. You could do this in twos or in threes, whichever you prefer. No more than three, though. And what we're going to do is you're going to be talking about what you would like to let go of. What you'd like to let go of that you no longer want for this coming year. So 2015, what would you like to let go of? Leave it alone, bury it in the past, say goodbye to. Okay, we'll give you about 5 minutes with that, chatting with your partners. So let's have your attention for just one moment. You can continue chatting in a second, but you have some colored paper in your little packages that you were put on in front. And those of you online will have to find some paper at home, I'm afraid. We couldn't get you some colored paper at home. And you should have a pen. And the idea is we want you to write down what you want to let go of. So you can continue chatting, or you can just take a moment to write down on this piece of paper everything you would like to let go of from 2015. And if you don't have a colored piece of paper or a pen, you can just raise your hand and an assistant will help you find it. Okay, we'll give you about another 5 minutes with this to continue talking or to write down on the paper what you would like to let go of. Thank you. So we'll just give you another couple of minutes with that. 2 more minutes. Okay. So we're going to go into another process now. So have your attention. Would you like to turn your chair around? So, yeah, you can, good. And this one is about forgiveness, because I think one of the finest and easiest ways and most profound ways of letting go is through forgiveness. And that's what we're going to take a moment to do right now. And one of my favorite quotes regarding forgiveness, although it doesn't sound like it, is resentment is the poison we take, hoping the other person will die. And I just think that that describes judgment just as well. So negative judgments are one of the more destructive things we can do to ourselves. It may not do much for the other person or thing that we're judging, but it'll certainly have an impact on our health and our well-being and on our spiritual life. But the nice thing is there's an easy antidote, which is forgiveness. And forgiveness is simple. We just say, I forgive myself for judging whatever it is. It could be the person. It could be yourself. I forgive myself for judging myself when I made a mistake or when I went into the wrong relationship or whatever. Or it could be that I forgive myself for judging the person. You can say their name for whatever you thought they did or didn't do. But the point is you're forgiving yourself. You're not forgiving the other person. They've already been forgiven because God's business is forgiveness. But we have to consciously make sure that we actively forgive ourselves for the negative judgment that we've placed out. So this is such a beautiful and effective technique and is one of the most healing things that we can do for ourselves. And it is so simple. If you find yourself upset with life, upset with yourself, upset with anybody else, upset with the corruption that's in this world or the things that are going on around the planet, then just take a moment and just say, wait a minute, I'm just poisoning myself right now. I'm not doing anything for the situation. I'm just getting upset. And so you just forgive yourself for judging the situation or whatever it is. So we're going to just take a couple of moments in silence for you to forgive yourself for any judgments you have about 2015. So again, we just ask for the light, for the highest good, and for the mystical traveler to take any negativity or any karma that's released here back into the nothingness from which it came for the highest good. Okay, just 2 minutes in silence for forgiveness. So maybe as you forgive yourself, you just feel a little bit more space inside. Maybe you find yourself just taking a breath as part of the process. Maybe you just feel a little bit more energy, a little bit of heat. Just allow yourself to let go. We're going to play an excerpt now from John Roger. You can continue to forgive yourself if there's more, but an excerpt from John Roger about letting go.
the greatest thing we can do for anyone is, and I mean this in all sincerity, forget today. It's illusionary at best. It's transiting at worst. You cannot hold on to this moment, this second. You just can't do it. And if you attempt to do it by, do you remember, do you recall, I know you did, yes you did, and all of these experiences we had together all amount to nonsense. Why? Because I haven't been doing that since. Well, we went on this roller coaster, remember, and you threw up all over me? And that's 10 years ago. I haven't been on a roller coaster since then. I haven't thrown up on you since then. Why are we talking about this? Why are you doing this? What is the point you want to make? That I threw up on you? That we're on a roller coaster? Or what is it? What is it you want from me? You want to cut my head off? Cut it. You want to just keep sticking it to me? Stick it. But let's do it and get over it.
So whatever has happened for you in 2015, let's get over it. And allow for the new. And so with these pieces of paper in your hand, please tear them up. And there's a manila envelope at the edge of the rows. Please pass that manila envelope along and put those torn up pieces of paper into it. An assistant will come and collect it. And these pieces of paper will be burned later on. They will be put and burned away. Please hold up the pieces of paper. The assistants will come and collect it. So are there any more envelopes to collect? Just let me know so we can move on. So just feel the more space inside of you, that feeling of elation, that you are free of the past. So we've called this the Sacred Tone Workshop. And you say, well, what about one of these sacred tones going to arrive? And in one sense, I think we made the word God, which we, of course, use every day and in various ways, sacred when we breathed in God in and out of our hearts. I love that, by the way. I love listening to that meditation. I don't use it too often because I forget. That's why I have to keep playing the meditation. But the one time I do remind to do it is when I'm in a traffic jam. I'm just sitting there, and I think, well, there must be something better than just listening to music or the news or whatever, so I just love practicing that meditation. Then find that I'm making use of idle time. So our first sacred tone this evening, though, is the hue, and it's spelt H-U. And the word hue is an ancient name for God. And it's one of those sounds that really takes us into the highest realms of spirit. It goes through all the levels, all the way into the highest of highs. And so by intoning it, we can really reach into a high state of consciousness. And the word hue can be chanted in a couple of ways. One is just straight, like hue. Or it can be done in another way by just using both the letters. H-U. So what we're going to do now, we'll have an opportunity. It's beautiful that you all sound so harmonious. It's lovely. Just see what your experience of this is and just go with this tone and go with this sound. We're going to hear a a recording from John Roger that was done many, many years ago, probably in the early 70s or maybe even in the late 60s, a very, very early recording of John Roger. And he's doing the hue with the breathing. And what he's suggesting is that we breathe in and out 5 times, and he guides us through this. And then he has us chant the HU 5 times. And we do that in a cycle of 3. All you have to do is just follow along. The recording starts with an invocation from John Roger, and then he tells people breathe in and breathe out. And so you can follow along. And then we'll have a period of silence after that you can just ride this hue, see what reverberates inside of you. Oftentimes, when we're chanting a sacred tone, we bring our focus or attention into the center of our head. Some people focus on the third eye, which is pretty much in the center of the forehead. And other people on something we call the Tisratil. It has various names. But if we took a line just above our ears into our head and a line from the back to the front from our forehead, where they cross is around the center of our heads that we would focus upon. So we've had a focus on our hearts, and now we're going to have a focus on the center of our heads with the idea of us really traveling inwardly on this sound. So see how you go with it, enjoy yourself, and then we'll have a period about 3 or 4 minutes of silence that you can just really ride on that energy. All you have to do is sit back and listen, and John Roger will guide us.
As we reach up to our high form, we ask to be surrounded with the light of Christ. We ask for fulfillment, protection, and only that which is for the highest good of all concerned be brought forward. And we ask for this, Father, with love and understanding. So be it. So let's come into a position of body receptivity, and we'll start in breathing in first. And we breathe in 5 times. So let's come in with number 1, okay? Out. In. Out. All the way out. In. Out. And we're taking the 4th one now. In. Out. In with the 5th one. Out. Now in regular breathing, we'll start chanting. In. Out. In. Out. Here's a 5th one in. In. Out. Okay, we'll start chanting. Hey. fifth one. Start chanting again.
And now, in the silence, just ride that sound for about 3 or 4 minutes. You can stay in this sacred place. And we're going to play 2 excerpts now from John Roger on loving. So just, if you just want to just continue that inner space, flying away, please be my guest.
We stand at the door of God's kingdom. We become beggars trying to get in when we have the master key. And what is that? It's divine love. Divine love is not beyond us. It is authentically caring from your heart into another person or an animal or a tree or whatever. It's an authentic caring. And once we reach that, we have to step back from the doors into the kingdom of heaven, because they don't push out. They actually come back in. So we got to stop pushing everything. Our blood pressure drops. Our diseases go away. Back comes the door. They step in, and we're in. Then what does the door do? Close behind us? No. It stays open as a way shore to the next one behind you. We're role models for the next one behind us. We're leaders for the next one behind us. We're following the one in front of us and leading the one behind us and loving all of them along the way. So what direction are we looking for as human beings? We're looking for more loving. We're looking to find that place inside that is crippled, that's handicapped, that's hurt, that we don't know how to get rid of. And we're trying to get it fixed. And yet the fixings, as the disease, are all inside. Here comes a surprise for you folks. You can heal yourself of everything. I stopped short of saying, including death. But that's not a disease. That's the process. And so you move your life where you want it to go. And you care for yourself and you care for others. That does not mean that you got to get out and scrub the floors or wash the windows. It doesn't mean anything like that. It means you become aware of the nature of your spirit that we can call divine, and let you breathe that in and out and lift yourself into the heart of God. It's there. It's there.
So, for those of you online on the East Coast, congratulations. It's 2016. But here on the, yes, well done. Here on the West Coast, we're still in 2015. So we'll be catching up with you shortly. So 2016, what does it look like for you? What's your intention? This is a fresh look. What are your goals? What are you looking for in 2016? We'll do a little process on that in a moment, but let's hear another quote from John Roger, another excerpt from John Roger on intention.
Intention is the key method, it always has been, by which we motivate and move ourselves on the planet. Intention. So I remember in Insight seminars, one of the statements was, get your intention real clear. Something like that, right? Or get it real clear and your intention. So people sit and go, I'm really got my intention really clear. No, you just got your face all focused down and pulled out of shape. What is that intention that we're trying to get clear? Intention is clear. If you get intention, it is clear, or you don't get it. That's its nature, is clarity. But how do we get it? Well, we say I'm going to read my discourses, and I'm going to do video club. Yeah.
That'd be good, because then I can watch also. And I'm going to do the tapes. I can listen to them in the car while I'm driving, even though I know I might go to sleep. At least I'll know there's God. Then we set ourselves up criteria of what we did not choose to form our existence of what we want to choose, and we can't get it because the intention is an energy field that moves in a flick. It isn't a long held out whatever. If I sit and hold my attention, what I'm doing is focusing. I'm not getting my intention clear. I'm just getting clear about the place I'm going. That's all I'm doing. And we have to understand that that's what you're doing. Because if you don't get something because your intention wasn't clear, that moment when we are after something and we say, I want, and my intention's really clear, and they don't get it, underneath all of that they'll say, I knew that. I knew I wouldn't get it. That was their intention. It was not this other thing that they had designed and decorated and free-form writing and wrote a contract to themselves and wrote affirmations and did the whole thing of how to positively move the energy. It moves in the flick of an eye.
So what are your intentions? What are your goals for 2016? Well, get back into your little partnership or your threesomes and have a good chat about it. We'll give you 5 minutes to talk about your goals and intentions for 2016. So you can continue to chat for a while. Just have your attention for just a moment. You can continue to chat. Everybody's very chatty. It's good to see. But in your group, you have in your package, you had this envelope. And in that envelope was this card. So you'll be glad to know we're not going to be tearing up this card. This is for you to keep, and that's why it's in an envelope. You're not going to give the envelope to us. You're basically going to write your intentions and goals down on this card, and then you're going to take it away with you. And for those of you who have done this every year, perhaps you brought with you your envelope from last year and can open it and see what of your dreams, what of your intentions, what of your goals came true. But that's the idea with this. Or you can just keep it or put it on your bathroom mirror or whatever you would like to do, but this is for you to keep. Now, here's one thing that I read just about a couple of weeks ago, which said that people who wrote down their goals, instead of thinking about them, you can think about your goals, but people who wrote down their goals were 9 times, this was a research study, 9 times more likely to achieve them. So that got my attention. I thought, well, okay. I mean, if that's what it takes, just write them down. It's easier. That's an easy step we can all do. So your intentions, your goals for 2016 on this beautiful card, and it's for you to keep. So you'll have about 5 minutes with that, or you can continue to keep talking if you wish. So we're just going to give you 2 more minutes with that. 2 more minutes. Okay, if you haven't already, you can begin to put that away. Of course, there's nothing to say that you can't continue this when you get home or later on. If you've been writing on the couches here, if you can put the cap back on your pens, that would be helpful. So it's very easy to start writing on the couches. Yep. Got the cap back on your pen? Oh, what a good person. So just hold those cards in your hands and just close your eyes and just best way I know of handling these things is to put things in the light. And so whatever intentions or goals or dreams you've come up with, you can just now, I just place all of this in the light for the highest good. And we always ask for the highest good because this higher energy, this God force, this spirit knows much more than we do with our minds. So what seems a good idea in our minds may not be for our highest good. So we just ask that these intentions and goals and dreams be blessed now, again, for the highest good by the Spirit of God. And for those of you who know about the process of seeding, this may be a good time for you to place a seed with God for these intentions or goals, or any one of them, or any specific one you may have. And just really see those intentions and goals manifesting in your mind's eye. And just see yourself as part of the picture. That you're receiving or participating in whatever you've written down. Let's feel a sense of joy and upliftment of that. You see it taking place or haven't even taken place, and that you're receiving it into yourself. And so with the highest good in mind, we're going to hear an excerpt from John Roger. Once again, it's about love. It's all about love, all about loving. So just hear John Roger here with this next excerpt.
Just take a second and go back inside. Try to find a place that has some irritation. Well, it shouldn't be too hard. Some disappointment. Some reluctance, stubbornness. Oh, and let's look for some righteousness. Yeah, righteousness. We got a lot of that. And let's love that as it is, not changing it to something else. Don't change it to grace or joy or happiness. Just love it as it is. Let it be okay that you have that inside of you. Let it be welcome inside of you. You know, the Bible said something interesting. It says, something I don't do exact, word for word for the Bible, because I don't think it was ever word for word in the beginning. But embrace the evil. Does that mean go do that? No. It means just hold calm and let it be. And it will flee from you. Where does it go? It dissolves into you as energy. Because God created one energy and then said, do with it as you want to do. And we've been doing that. So now we have to label it. And so we label it good and bad so we can be on the good side when we're on the bad side. Let's go to the bad place inside. Just the bad place, wherever that is, and let it be okay. It's not standing up and say, I'm bad, come follow me. It's just recognizing that there are times inside of you when things aren't going to be as wonderful and great as you might think they should be, being a spiritual divine person.
So that's John Roger, always being eminently practical. So there's no sense of needing to be perfect. If we find ourselves out of balance, we just come back into this loving place that we're hopefully building the momentum into 2016 with. So we're going to do another sacred tone here. And this one is designed to balance the mind and emotions. Sometimes we'll have a thought and we don't have a feeling to match it, or we have a feeling and we don't have a thought to match it, and it can create an imbalance inside of us. So we can just have this tone to bring us into balance. It's a nice one to bring us into a calmness. And it's called the So Hang. S-O-H-A-W-N-G. So Hang. And you breathe in the So silently, and you breathe out the Hang. And John Roger will explain it to us more clearly than I am, and then we'll have a few moments just to practice that inwardly. So just sit back again and just enjoy John Roger's explanation and practice.
Allow yourself to come into a quiet in preparation for this meditation. And so we ask the light to come forward with us. This tone is done mentally, silently. One part of the tone is a mental frequency, and the other part is an emotional frequency. You say the first part of it when you are breathing in, and the second part while you're breathing out. The tone is So Hang. You breathe in inwardly chanting So, and out silently chanting Hang. You'll find that the chant starts fitting itself in with the rhythm of your breathing. While I'm describing this to you, you can mentally be practicing it. You may experience unusual feelings in your physical body. You may even feel like you're getting asthma. If the emotions have been shackled, the tones start shaking them loose. Keep on going. These things that have been blocking you will eventually be released, and there can be an exhilarating feeling that comes over you from the freedom you are gaining inside of you and from the frequency of this tone. Chant this tone mentally at your own rate. You might want to chant between 5 and 10 minutes, or however long you intuitively feel is right, or until the mental and emotional frequencies come into a vibration. If you feel a disturbance come in, let it go, and keep chanting in rhythm with your breathing. If you need to cough or clear your throat, go ahead and do that. It does not disturb the meditation. Be natural. That's the part of the action of this meditation. When you have finished chanting, quiet your mind, drop into a few moments of silent meditation, observing what comes into your consciousness, and releasing it all into the light for the highest good. Let's just do that for a minute or so, and I'll tell you when we're through.
Because of the balancing nature of this meditation, you may feel terrific when you are done, ready to get up and handle your day. Berush Beishan.
So we're going to give you about another 3 minutes or so just to practice the So Hang, breathing in So and breathing out Hang. Or if you prefer, you could inwardly chant the HU or the Hu, and you can even do the Hu by breathing in H and breathing out U. So, or if you prefer, you just may want to spend these next 3 minutes just in silence. So the energy in this room, I don't know how it is for you online, but is just really so beautiful. So thank you all for a wonderful job. I'll just listen to a couple of excerpts from John Roger. One on intuition, and that's going to be followed by an excerpt called The Ecstasy of the Soul.
Instead of going crazy with the senses, we start to pull our mind, our emotions, our body back in, and we focus it down on this intuitive essence that we've got. And we start to put it to form, maybe to sound, to music, to poetry, to design.
and we start to create the masterpiece that divinity is guiding. But we're so busy yelling and screaming and cursing and being self-righteous to the world that we do not hear the small essence of intuition flash on us. Intuition is wonderful to have, to get it. Shall I tell you why I think it's wonderful? Because it gave me all of this. I didn't get this. Some of you who know me real well saw me walk up here and go, well, don't know what he's going to do because he doesn't know what he's going to do. And it flashed. And it said, here, for these and for those who are coming, let them know it's time now that a new knowledge be revealed about the divinity and how to have that here and how to have it here and follow it up into the greater area. We're not doing battles for soul anymore. We don't have to. We're just now recognizing the soul essence and rising into the occasion of it. And then we do the loving and caring and sharing and the health, wealth, and happiness. And along comes prosperity, abundance, and riches. And we don't compare or judge it or evaluate it against anything except the divinity as it sees itself giving to us.
Thank God is a commitment to the soul. That attitude of thankfulness stops the mind in its chatter and produces the ecstasy of the soul. And that's hard to contain if you're not used to it. It can leave you nervous and upset. And so we must train ourselves consciously here to have more soul impulse energy come through by praying, by meditating, by contemplation, by soul transcendence experiences, by loving our neighbors ourselves, and practice loving God in all things. How do you love the abstract? You don't. But you can love your neighbor who you see, and in them see the abstraction, which is God. And in that, you can follow your line into your heart, and through that, into the kingdom of heaven, and then through that, into where God is sitting, and into that, into the heart of God. And the amazing thing is, that's the God in you, up to the great God who reigns over all things.
So we've heard so many keys from John Roger this evening, and maybe you've just heard inner guidance from within your own heart. Maybe there's one word that could sum up 2016 for you of where you want to go. Is that word love? Is that word intuition? Is that word soul? Whatever it is, just kind of think about that for yourself and just contemplate that. We're going to end with a meditation from John Roger. Another one. It's just sounding it like it's a new thing. We're going to hear another meditation from John Roger. And it's one that's not played that often. I don't play it very often myself. But and it's one that was recorded many, many years ago, again, probably in the 1970s. Just relax, and it's going to bring closure to the evening. I just find that the words that John Roger uses are just really quite exquisite and relevant, and something for you to tune into. But more importantly, just for you to be in your heart. So if you would like to just breathe in God in and out through your heart, chant the HU, chant the So Hung, just be in your loving, just do forgiveness. Anything that we've done this evening you can do during this meditation, or just follow along with John Roger's words. So just sit back and enjoy and completely relax and just float along and let this meditation take you into 2016.
Now just clear the mind, and we'll come into a few moments of meditation. As we come into this oneness, we ask that the light of the Christ come into each one of us to bring us that serenity, that joy and peace. To bring us that knowledge that we are the light, that we are the way and the truth, that we are eternal, having always existed, being the Alpha and the Omega in our consciousness of the soul. We ask that this light be brought into our levels of consciousness. And there, Father, we say, I receive. Just in this moment, I accept whatever it is that you have in store for me. I lovingly go into this, knowing that all things are for my highest good. I break away the chains of despair and darkness. I remove the ignorance from my eyes, and I see the gifts of glory that you have for me. I rejoice with each consciousness, knowing that there is only one consciousness here, and that is the consciousness of God. There is only one intellect, and that is the consciousness and intellect of God. There is only one beingness, and that is the beingness of God. And we know this presence. We know that God of our hearts and of our light is present when we have that joy that says to us, the light is working for you, beloved. I walk with you eternally, never leaving, never faltering. Just holding steady until you wipe the mist and the dust out of your eyes. When you look up to see that you have reached the summit of your own perfection, there's no need to look back. There's no need to look anywhere but where you are, because it is true that God loves us all. He gave us this beautiful classroom in which to unfold and grow. He has given us infinite opportunity, and He has said, all these things are yours as you need them. Yours for the taking, yours for the using. But of the physical things you cannot keep. Only of the spiritual do you find that is everlasting. The spring of life rises within each one of us, as we come near those beautiful ideas of spirit that need our light to help them grow. Do not hide your light, beloved. Do not seek to find the perfection in the physical, but let your light seek out the darkest spots and there bring illumination. Let your faith become a belief, and let that belief become knowledge that will sustain you from everlasting to everlasting. You never walk alone. There is always the light. When you knock and you ask, you shall receive. For the Spirit gives to each one according to your need and according to your use. Be so strong now in your conviction. Let the doubt, the despair, worry, and negativity become the steps to your throne of glory. Use every opportunity to grow into your own Christhood. The rays of light are breaking forward. And within the consciousness of each person is placed a brilliant jewel, a crystal of the most highest magnitude, radiating light into all corners of existence. Now, as we come back into the level of consciousness in this room, just say, "Thank you, Father," and know that all is right with you from this point on. And that'll be it for this evening.
That's how you know it's an older tape of John Rogers, because he used to end things with saying, "That'll be it for tonight," or "That'll be it for this evening." And then later on he said, "Berush Beshan." So that's it for us this evening. I have a couple of announcements I'd like to make to you. Believe it or not, we've been together 2 hours, and actually it's flown by for me. But you don't have to run away at the end of the evening. We have a whole slew of refreshments available to you in the dining room, which you'll see people moving towards that direction. Let me just say a couple of announcements before I let you go. It'll be very brief. On January the 2nd, that's just 2 days from today. Today is Thursday, right? Then there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Well, on Saturday, January the 2nd, there's a New Year's resolution spiritual spa morning with John Morton. It's from 10 a.m. Yes, round of applause. I'm sure he's going to be joined by Lee Taylor Young as well. Yes, round of applause for that too. And it's from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and it's followed by a brunch. And it's going to be here at this building, Peace Awareness Labyrinth and Gardens, and also it's going to be given online. On January the 9th and 10th, which is 1 weekend from today, IHOP 4 starts of month 1, and that's going to be live online as well. That's a 12-month course called Journey into the Sound Current of God, and I'll be facilitating that along with Mark Holmes. So if you want to spend a weekend retreat every month here in this building or online, please sign up for IHOP 4. And on January the 11th, there's going to be an evening here, Simply Spiritual Living, facilitated by Jackie Peterson. It's going to be 7:30 to 9 p.m. And again, it's going to be here. That will not be online. That's January the 11th. That's a Monday. Tonight's evening was given free of charge online and in the room. So if you'd like to make a donation, the donation box is at the front door as you leave. The Labyrinth is available for you to walk. It's a great way to anchor your intentions into the new year. And please enjoy the refreshments in the dining room. We're ending here. It's still not 2016. It's 10 p.m. However, we end it because now you can go home, and if you're like me, you can go home and sleep your way as the new year passes. Or if you're a little bit younger, you can just party the night away. But regardless, have a very happy new year. Happy New Year to all of you online. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Refreshments in the back of the room. Thank you to everybody who made this possible, the assistants, our audio team, our translator, Maria Jose. God bless you all.